Alright. And likely here's where we'll the episode's gonna split up. So yeah, this is the perfect way to split the level up. So here's a little running section. If you guys are doing this, make sure to use Ninja Vision, because if you don't use it, you'll fail it quite a few times because you're not going to be fast enough. You're not going to realize why you aren't fast enough. But yep, Ninja Vision will help a lot here. Alright, we got a cool little section here, running down the building. Swinging your sword near these enemies is going to trigger that animation there. Your weapon is going to be a huge hitbox for this particular area. You can easily kill every enemy on this part by just swinging your sword wildly. And these levels are dense.
Level 5 carrier, spider type.
Wait, what? How did we reach level 5 already? Damn! You can tell, man. I got your back.
Here we go. Weapon number 2.
Use these.
These are pretty cool. They don't make a lot of sense, but they're really cool. Look at that. Look how strong he is. Like, you know you're playing something ridiculous when your character can just drop kick a giant spider across the city. It's nuts. Alright, and these things attack fast and they attack wide. Just be careful against using them on anything other than small enemies, because enemies don't respect these weapons. They'll attack right through them. But they are good for flying enemies. Yeah, Ken is definitely super strong, superhuman. And yeah, the games are densely packed. That's what I was talking about before. The stages are all very densely packed. As you can see,
Use them against faster creatures.
we already fought the Pox Giant, and now we're already on to another boss. Like, we went through, it felt like we went through a whole nother level to fight the Pox Giant. But this is the same level as that one, so the levels are very densely packed. You're typically going to fight 2 bosses 2 different times, typically. Or maybe even more than 1 boss for each level. More than 2 bosses even. Our sword's too weak. Too weak for his armor.
What? Come on.
Even when we find a weak spot, it's still too weak.
Must use a heavier weapon to breach that armor.
Right, and now we have our heavy blade, and we can do much more damage. We can crack right through that armor. Man, that thing's really heavy. But you gotta love the cutscenes though. Cutscenes are so over the top. And like in most games, the heavy weapon is actually my weapon of choice here. Because the enemies all have annoying hyper armor, and that this weapon just gets right through that. Only negative to the greatsword is that it doesn't have as much range as you would hope. So you really got to get up close with them. And since it's so slow, the enemies will probably still hit you. But the greatsword does have, for certain attacks, it does have hyper armor. So. But with everything else, it does. You do seem to feel like you're getting punished for attacking, for trying to do combos. Feels like you're getting punished because enemies can just attack right through the medium and light blades. And that's a great attack for taking out enemies that are surrounding you. That one is jumping Y with the greatsword.
Nice, man. The room scan's clear. Can you get out of there?
Hold on.
Okay, and right here, you just want to tap A to break this wall. If you ever get stuck, just use Ninja Vision, which is a left bumper, and it'll show you like broken walls like that, and also hidden walls. So it's good if you're thinking like there's a secret around, hit that left bumper and use your Ninja Vision. Now the wall running in this game is okay. It's kinda janky, but it's probably better than Ninja Gaiden's wall run. These are very difficult. I mess those up quite often, the side jumps. It's hard to gauge the distance with the way the camera is behind them. In here, typically you'll find some type of secret. I forget which item it is, but since I've already gotten the collectible down here, there's no secret for me. Just orbs. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and try that ninja run once again. The wall run, I should say. Alright, and if you're low on health, just destroy some objects in the environment. Typically they're going to hide your health. HP drops.
Kid, look out! Sorry, man. We can see it on radar.
You couldn't see it out the window either. No problem. You'll be home in time for your date.
Oh man, so janky. It's fun though. I'm not quite sure why this spider can shoot flaming rocks or sonic booms, but it can, and we have to avoid it. Alright. Good strategy for this fight is to knock his armor loose and then go to town with a lighter weapon. But what I prefer to do is just to go to town with the heavy weapon all the way, because it just does so much damage. most of these infected creatures seem to be able to grow their limbs back. Alright, so he pushed us back, but we just gotta get back in his face. Avoid his bullshit. And I make him hurt again. I think you might be able to actually hit those back at him if you use a faster weapon. But I don't think I get to try that here. And if you use ninja vision like I'm doing there, you can actually slow the boss down, allowing you to get a few more hits in than you normally would. It's best to reserve it like when his main head is in front of you, like there. Like I wasted it really. I should use it here. Alright, so we're at the next part of the fight. And right here we can really bring the hurt into him. Alright, and these little enemies are best dealt with using the twin blade. And if you manage to remove all the armor off the legs, you can use the wind shuriken to do a lot of damage to the legs. But as you can see, I haven't removed the armor from 2 of the legs yet. So you want to focus on that first when you can. And for this part of the fight, the hitbox on the greatsword is actually pretty big against this Arachne. So you can actually do a jumping, I think a jumping Y, and hit the armor above you. Like I'm doing here. You do want to be careful. Hitbox on his attacks are kind of crazy. Okay, and if we take out one more of his legs, we can knock him down. And we're close to doing that right here. Now he still does regenerate his limbs, so you want to be really quick when it comes to doing damage to him. Greatsword is a great way of doing that. It looks like we're just a little bit too late. So at this point, we can't just use the wind shuriken to do damage to all the legs. It looks like I don't realize that quite yet right here. And you can jump and do the wind shuriken. That's something I hadn't realized at this point when I was playing it. But we did manage to knock him over. So at this point, just like the Pox Giant, we can't finish him off.
Working on it.
I prefer these endure button mashes. They're the ones I don't have much trouble with. Now this, if you guys thought Dante was nuts, this ninja guy here, Ken is ridiculous. Look at this. He just rolled a wrecking ball and body slammed it into this spider. Never seen anything like that. That is completely nuts. Completely nuts. And that right there, if you guys didn't already know, that's Ninja Blade in a nutshell.
Localized and contained.
Excellent work. Thank you, Master.
But this is far from over. The appearance of a level 5 carrier this soon can only mean one thing. Their nest is near. Everyone on your guard. Stay alert. Move to your positions, just as I taught you.
Yes, sir.
Got a whole ninja squad. You know, at this point in the game, I have a lot of questions, but I'm not gonna ask them.
Maybe I should.
No.
This the sort of game that's pretty light on story, but just kind of see what you get.
Kudo, what are you doing?
I'm sorry.
He's infected.
Yes. It would seem that way.
No.
This is crazy. Attack!
These guys are Bleach characters.
Show me what you got.
This is not happening. What the hell?
It's like one of my Japanese animes.
Wait. Don't.
Ooh. Hit him with a sword beam.
Andy.
Oh man. Should have stayed in bed this morning.
Andy. I'm sorry.
Oh, Andy. I've only known you for one mission, but I felt like we've developed a bond, buddy.
Just the three of us now, Ken. You going to be stupid like the others? Or will you join us?
Join you. I don't even know who you are anymore.
This is a unique opportunity, Ken. Think of what you can accomplish.
You're out of your mind. There's nothing to think about.
You think the Ninja Blade is the answer? Do you believe a simple sword can make a difference? A sword is not a weapon. Unless it is in the hands of one who is willing to use it.
Ooh. Now you be forgiven for having a lot of questions right now.
This was the
a lot of questions. You'd be very forgiven for having a lot of questions because the game
No peace, my son.
opens up with a lot of shit happening with
Go.
very little in the way of explanations.
Whatever.
So, questions you might be having. Why are these people so strong? Why are ninjas working with the military? What are these carriers and infected creatures? Where they come from? What's that about? What's happening? What is this task force created to assemble them? Like, are all ninjas just this strong, or is it just this guy? That's just a few of the questions you might be having, and now you have more while you're watching this sword float. Now you're having a lot more questions watching this part, and now you have even more watching him become resurrected.
Rescue, this is Control. Don't touch the body. I repeat, do not touch the body. Blood is highly toxic. Don't come in any contact with exposed fluid. Do you copy?
Yes, sir.
Now you're having even more questions about his toxic blood and his magic sword.
Send in a hazmat crew to bring him in. Secure the area as tightly as possible.
So that's one of the big weaknesses of in media res openings. You know, opening right in the middle of the action is cool, but they just did a lot of shit that they didn't set up. You know, having maybe a mission or two to set some of this up would be nice, but this is the type of game I don't think you ask too many questions when it comes to the story. Just kind of enjoy it. Alright, and that's gonna wrap this up for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this first, and I think it's gonna be first and second episode. We'll just say first mission. And I hope you guys look forward to more additional episodes of Ninja Blade and other FromSoft games for this month. Again, this is the month of FromSoft, so we'll be playing this in Lost Kingdom. And hope you guys enjoy. So thanks for watching, take care, and till next time guys, peace.